So, dear students, now we are going to discuss about scientific principles of sports training. So, we will start with the definition. The definition of sports training is training is the process of preparation of some task. Sports training is the pedagogical process based on scientific principles aiming at preparing sportsmen for higher performance in sports competition. This is the famous definition for sports training. So training is called as, it is one of the process. Training means we should do some activity in a process, in a progressive way. So that is called as training. So sports training is called as sports and training. Two words combined together, that is called as sports training. Here training means that is the process. What is the process? Preparation for some task. Sometimes we may give a training for companies, sometimes we may give a training for office administration, sometimes we may give a training for physical education teachers. So lot of trainings are there. Here sports training is called as related to sports. So training means that is called as preparation for some task. So what is the meaning of sports training? Particularly we are going to talk about sports training. So sports training is a pedagogical process. What is the meaning of pedagogy? Pedagogy means the art of teaching is called as pedagogy. So for art of teaching, sports training is one of the art of teaching for what? Sports. And what based we are doing this pedagogical process. So simply we cannot do the pedagogical process. We are doing based on the scientific principles. Not whatever we are thinking, whatever we are following. That is the scientific principles. So we are practicing the pedagogical process with the help of scientific principles, proved principles, and researched principles. And why do we do that? Why do we do that pedagogical process? Because we are preparing the sportsman. We are preparing the athlete. For why do we develop the sportsman? For the highest performance. The highest performance, the higher performance where he should show in the sports competition. So here we are seeing the four important keywords. One is pedagogical process, that is called as art of teaching or art of coaching. And what is the base? Our scientific principles is the base. And what aim we are preparing? The preparing sportsmen. That's why we are using the scientific principles in the pedagogical process. And our main important point is higher performance. We are developing their performance. We are getting their highest performance for sports competition, not for other purpose, for the sports competition. So this is the comprehensive definition for sports training. So here training is called as preparation for some task. So sports training is preparation for sportsmen. That is why that is called as sports training. As a physical education teacher, you should understand the basic foundation of the sports training. So whatever you think, you should not do, because this is one of the pedagogical process. This is science of teaching. This is the art of teaching. So whatever you think, we cannot do it. Then scientific principles, whichever is proved, whichever is scientifically authenticated, that principles you should apply for the sports training. And we should develop different type of sports person, different type of athletes, and to get the highest performance, we use the highest potential in the competition area. So this is the comprehensive definition for sports training. Now we are going to see about aims of sports training. What are the aims? So aims of sports training, here we have 5 aims. One is constitution, second one is condition or physical fitness, third one is technical skill, fourth one is tactical efficiency, and fifth one is personality. So what is the meaning of constitution? Constitution means our aim of sports training is improving physical fitness, but in some of the conditions we cannot do that because their heredity, their inborn quality, their basic, their foundation may be will not help to get the performance. Sometimes the heredity may be like obese. Sometimes their genetic factor will not allow to go inside. We cannot give any training because their genetic quality may be there. So the genetic we cannot change, but our aim is to improve their physical fitness. But due to the genetic problem, we cannot do that. That is comes under the constitution. And second point is condition or physical fitness. The second aim of the sports training, we should improve the physical fitness of an athlete. So, what are the general physical fitness are there? Speed, strength, endurance, flexibility, balance, coordination. These are all the general physical fitness. First, we should develop these general physical fitness. Then we should develop their specific physical fitness. That is our second aim. Simply, they are coming. We are giving some of the training procedures, and if their physical fitness will not improve, that is not our aim. Our aim is to improve the physical fitness. That is our second aim. Whatever, sometimes we may get some sports person, so we are giving sports training. Sometimes we may get the sedentary people, so for them also we have to give proper sports training, but their purpose may be different. But we should concentrate on the physical fitness. So that's why in physical education field, we are going to handle different type of people. Sometimes we may have small children, sometimes we may have a beginner, sometimes we may have a intermediate players, sometimes we may have a elite players, sometimes we may get the aged people. So we should give a sports training according to their need, but our main concept is we should try to improve their physical fitness. That is the second aim. And third aim is technical skill. We should develop their technical skill. How can we develop their technical skill? Through the physical fitness, they will learn to execute their skills. For example, basketball player, they should understand about the dribbling. They should understand about the jump shot. Likewise, lot of technical skills are there. Each and every game, they have their own skills are there. So through the sports training, we should develop their technical skills. If they will be the master in the technical skills, they will easily improve their performance and they can come at the elite level very easily. So our aim of sports training is improve their technical skill. That is the third aim of our sports training. And tactical efficiency, and fourth point, that is called as tactical efficiency. How will you improve the tactical efficiency? For example, we should understand the rules and regulation of the game. We should understand the skills, and according to the situation of the particular game, we should apply all the knowledge. That is called as tactical efficiency. For example, we may go for football game. Sometimes their technique may be different. Their tactics may be different. So how we are going to use our tactics to overcome the opponent? So what are the techniques we have to apply in the tactical way? So if you have a tactical efficiency, then we can easily overcome the opponent. We need not to worry and we need not to have any fear on the game. So we should follow the rules and regulation. We should obey the judgment of the officials. We should obey the instruction by the coach. So everything we should follow. That is called as tactical efficiency. And the last point is personality. What is the meaning of personality? We should, because in physical education, we used to say that physical education is the wholesome development tool. In sports training is also improve their wholesome personality. Because in sports, when you are involving in the sports training, you should develop your fitness, physical fitness. You should develop your mental fitness. You should develop your social qualities, and you should understand about the spiritual development also. That is called as personality. Because you should behave properly, you should go with your teammates, and you should obey the rules, and you should obey the instruction by the coach. So everything comes under personality, and you should have a good look. That is called as personality. So entire development is the main concept of the sports training. Because sometimes we may give a erratic training, we may give a exhaustive training. That through the training, the muscle can improve, the efficiency can improve. But if he did not develop his psychological aspects, so it is not a sports training. A sports training should improve their wholesome development. That is called as sports training. So these are all the 5 aims of sports training. So we should have a glance and we should think about that. So we should accordingly we should act in the our situation. Whenever we go to school, whenever we have a team to practice, we should analyze all these 5 components, in which these 5 components try to apply in the current situation, in your real sports situation. So we always, for sometimes our physical education professors, what we are doing, always we are concentrating only for the performance of the athlete. Sometimes we are using drugs, sometimes we are using unethical skills. We should not do that, because our aim is not there. Our sports training, this is our sports training. Whatever training you are going to give, whatever game you are going to handle, we should understand these 5 concepts. We should try to apply. These are all the 5 basic aims of sports training. Dear students, now we are going to see about characteristics of sports training. What are the characteristics when you are going to apply? What are the characteristics the training should have? First point is performance in a sports competition, then planned and systematic, science, coach as a leader, development and exploitation of hidden human reserves, controlled daily routine, educational process, and process of perfection. These are the characteristics of good sports training. First character is performance in a sports competition. Our main characteristics of sports training is performance. If you give a training, a particular athlete should perform in the sports competition. Sometimes we may give a training, a sports person, what he will do, he will perform in the trial matches and the practice matches, but he will not perform in the competition. So that is not sports training. A proper sports training should give a performance on the situation of sports competition. That is the first character. And planned and systematic. So sports training should have a proper plan. We should have a plan, training plan. We should have what type of training we should give and how much we should do, what are the duration we are going to follow, and what are the intensity we are going to follow, what are the exercise we are going to give, what is the repetition, what is the set. So accordingly you should work. That is called as planned and systematic work. This is a scientific, this is the researched work. So as a coach, whatever we think we should not do. We should give a training according to the plan and the systematic, and you should have some progression. That is the second characteristics of sports training. And the third point is science. We know that sports training is a science. It is not an ordinary subject. It is not a story. It's a science. If you give this type of training, definitely some improvement will be there. If you concentrate on endurance training, definitely their cardiovascular endurance will improve. If you give a weight training, definitely their strength will improve. That is a science. So we should apply, we should go with the help of science. And fourth point is coach as a leader. Yes, definitely, because the coach is the leader. We should lead the team, because in a time a leader, a coach may have a different type of athletes, different type of games. So we should act accordingly. According to the game, we should act. For example, sometimes you may you may give a training for endurance events. So you should act according to the endurance event. Sometimes it's in same way you are going to handle the volleyball team. So you should act according to the volleyball players. So coach is a leader. We should have a different roles in different occasion. So coach is a leader. We should take all the uh, our activities. We are all the coach is the leader. He should take all the responsibilities on own, and we should take uh, all the energy from our sports training, and we should apply. And next point is development of exploitation of hidden human reserves. It means through our training, that particular athlete, particular sports person should use all his energy. He should take all the energy. He should uh, take all the potential and try to apply in the real situation. So accordingly, we should provide the opportunity. Sometimes the athlete may have a good potential, but there is no opportunity to show his potential, that the energy will be waste. So as a coach, what we should do, as a physical teacher, what we should do, we should give ample opportunity to get out all the potential energy from our human body. The hidden energy should come outside. So sports training should provide the opportunity. Then controlled daily routine. This is very, very important. For example, sometimes what we are doing that, sometimes we are giving training for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But sometimes in the second day, we will not give any training. It should not follow. So the controlled daily routine means the sports training should go daily basis. We should not do whatever, whenever we think we should not do. Daily, and we should fix the timing, we should fix the duration, everything we should fix it. Morning session or evening session. Morning session, how many hours? Evening session, how many hours? What type of training? So everything we should do. So they controlled and daily routine. We should follow the exercises and follow our sports training in daily basis. And the educational processes. Through the sports training, an athlete should learn about the sports training, about the rules and regulation of the game, about the psychological aspect, about the skills. So lot of aspects while we are playing in the game, we try to learn lot of things, not only our skills, not only our rules and regulations. He may learn about the sociology. He may learn about the perception of audience. He may understand about the difficulties of skills. He should understand about the functions of our all organs. So lot of educational processes should be take place. And process of perfection. This is very, very important. Why do we play? Because everyone wants to play, but everyone wants to don't want to participate in the sports and tournaments. But everyone wants to develop their perfection. So sports training should give the perfection of an athlete and participants. It should give complete perfection. For example, this is the specific quality of the sports person. In sports, 11 o'clock we are going to start the event. That is the announcement. And in sports competition, they will not wait for our arrival. 11 o'clock means 11 o'clock they will start. If you come 11:30, you cannot participate. That is the perfection. So timing, rules and regulations. The rules same for everyone. It may be a elite player or it may be a beginner. Rules is rules. We should obey that. Likewise, lot of significance are there in the sports. So a sports training should cultivate, should improve, should imbibe to the particular sports person. These are all the characteristics of sports training. So sports training is not only the game, not only for playing. Yeah, characteristics of sports training, these are all the characters. If a training has these all the points, that is called as a sports training. We cannot simply that whatever we will give some exercises, that is not comes under the sports training, because there is no characteristics. So these are all the characteristics. Each and every sports training should apply these characteristics. Then only it is a good sports training. Otherwise, we cannot call that is called as sports training. So, dear students, whenever you go to a ground, you should understand about the aims of sports training, and you should see that what are the characteristics of sports training. When you are going to apply the sports training, you should see, uh, are you applying these are the characteristics. Then you should confirm that your sports training go in a right way. Okay, thank you very much.